Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Farm Kenya show. I'm Noakip Kimboy, and today we're about to have a discussion on matters farming, but not just any farming, but family farming, okay? Because as a country, we've had a very wide discussion on family planning, but have we had a discussion on family farming? That's the big discussion that you're about to have today. And in studio, I have very experienced and people who work with farmers, especially at the grassroots level. On my immediate left, we have Charity Mweni Ndivo, who's a village-based advisor, Farmers School Center, FSC, at the Cereals Growers Association, and also trains and works closely with Inates Formation Kenya. Welcome to this discussion. And at the far end, we have Onesmus Kimanzi Mwangangi, who's a policy, lobby and advocacy officer at Inates Formation Kenya. Gentlemen, welcome to this discussion. So, as I've rightly put it, I mean, when you look at our food system and the food that we eat, statistics show us that it is the smallholder farmers that feed this country. So most likely the breakfast that I had or the lunch that I will have is, or the dinner is from a smallholder farmer.
Yeah, sure. Means
they are the people who are holding this food system in the country.
Yeah.
And I will introduce the aspect of family farming, but I like starting with you, Onesmus. Just paint for us the picture. How agricultural system and food production in this country is divided. Because sometimes we see big farms and we assume that's where all our food comes from. How is it stratified so that we understand where our food comes from?
Okay, thank you for this opportunity to be able to discuss on this. And maybe what I can say is that we have the big farms and also the small farms. Mm-hmm. And you find that the smallholder farmers, who we are calling the families, mm-hmm. they have the farms, the family farms. They form the bulk of the food production in the country. Mm-hmm. Not even in the country, even globally. And you find that most of the food that we eat, over 7% of this food comes from the smallholder farmers. Yes, we have the big farms, but you find that these ones are mostly in some areas, not all over the country, because of the challenges that we have in terms of production. Mm-hmm. And so not everybody can be able to produce. Mm-hmm. So the smallholder farmers are more, and they produce more food that goes into our tables.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense. Charity, you work with farmers and your passion is making sure that, farmers are empowered. Mm. From interacting with farmers, do you get that sense of ownership, that sense of pride and understanding that actually from this 2-acre piece of land, I'm feeding this country? Is there a reality touch of these farmers and how critical they are in our agricultural ecosystem?
Yes. Mm-hmm. In the agriculture, as we always know, mm-hmm. it's the backbone. Mm-hmm. Even the pilots, after they pilot our aeroplanes, they'll just go to the shop and they buy the foods which is being produced by the farmers. Mm-hmm. So an example of being one of the farmers, it is very much true. When it comes to family farming, we honor and we feel so proud to feed the nation and also the global. Mm-hmm. As I start with me, I'm a small-scale farmer. In my compound, even this less than an acre, mm-hmm. but there I can give you a white meat that's from a rabbit. I can also give you a fish from the rural. I can also give you any type of fruit you need, mm-hmm. vegetables. So I have played for me and also to give outside to my other farmers. Mm-hmm. And also in the area, you will find that many farmers, they are doing it in terms of food security and the nutrition. They're in a position to get good care of their families and also extend that goodness to other people. Mm-hmm. So when I'm interacting with the farmers, I always feel more honored. Mm-hmm. As I have said, we do more than the extension. because even some extensions, they come to seek advice from the farmers. Because sometimes we say in family farming, farmers are more innovative. Every morning they wake up with a new technology of farming, because we really honor and believe that farming in the villages or in the urban areas, we feed many people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm glad that there is that reality touch on the ground of how critical smallholder farmers are. So, let's specify I got that right.
Yes.
Smallholder farming and family farming, they go hand in hand. Is there a difference between these two segments?
Oh, yes. When you talk of the smallholder farmers, we can still say they are the family farmers. But the fact is that when we focus on the family farming, is that it's about means of organizing agricultural systems, the forest, the fisheries, issues to do with aquaculture, pastoralism, where we have the family at the focus. And when we talk about the family being at the focus, is that you are talking about the issues to do with the capital, the issues to do with labor. They are more from the family. And in this case now, you find that for the smallholder farmers, some of them you might find is that it's just the parents, the old, the aged, who are concentrating on farming. But when now we talk about the family farming, we give in the aspect of the family, where the parents and also the children are working.
Okay.
And that gives it an aspect of sustainability, because at some point the aged will not be there. So what does it mean if the children are not involved? Then it means that will be the end of farming in that family setup. And so we'll be losing some of the producers of the food that we eat.
Okay.
So there is that some specific focus in terms of the labor and also the capital that is coming from the family.
Okay.
Yes.
How that makes sense. Charity, you know, growing up, if you belonged in a household, then it was your responsibility to make sure that you play a role in that household. So be it kwenda kuchunga ng'ombe, ama kukamua, mwende utazungusha maziwa, you know, or going kupalilia, we used to do it as a family affair, and even extended family, which is to be the onset of involving, and that aspect of coming from parents to children, which is very critical, I feel. Do you think that is still the same case? Because sometimes I feel quite old. As we used, I mean, I grew up in the time where people still used to plant maize in the forest. Okay, and we'll go there as a family, harvest, you know, do all these things. Right now, how involved the parents and the children, because I believe in that progeny and legacy. How involved is it from your experience?
From my experience, it is very much working. In my case, I like giving examples with myself. I have 2 daughters. And actually, both of them, they are informed too, and they are doing agriculture in the selection of the subjects. And I have managed to ask one, when did you used to do agriculture? She just said, because what I see you doing, ma'am, it is so good. And actually, the both of them, aside of my kitchen garden, or home garden, there's a small portion of their garden, because they have seen it interesting. So when it comes to family farming, it brings the family together, plus the kids. They see what you are doing, they admire to do it more. Like now, I'm in the studio now, and I have chicken to be fed. I have that home garden to be spread on. So my husband and the kids, just see what was they are doing it as it was used to be. Even if sometimes you come to the Hamban, agriculture is still in the Hamban because we have new technologies of farming. It's not a must you have get a piece of land so that you can farm. No, we have new technologies of farming. So you just find somebody in the Hamban and is doing farming for the family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. We had the issues of hydroponics.
Yes.
Now we are having, kitchen gardens, as you put it, but these days people are doing balconies.
Plastics.
Yes.
Hanging kitchen gardens.
Exactly.
So
there's so much to be involved.
Yes.
And still, Onesimus, it brings us to that age-old question of our farmers on average being old.
Yes.
I know we've had discussions here with speakers before. They say that is focusing on land ownership.
Yeah.
But from your analysis of family farming,
oh yes, there in terms of the old age, there are still some areas where you find that the young generation are not focusing on the issues of farming, and they look at it as the poor man's work. Those are depending on farming. And those ones do not have issues to do with unemployment. You find some even managing their own farms, that is farming activities, and they are able to make good money. So the issue of the old age, actually it depends with how the perspective is, how you look at it. And also our education system has also been able to change now and then. You find that is like agriculture is an option, and if you see how your parents are toiling, struggling with farming, some of them are being discouraged. But the best thing that we can do is to encourage them to be able to at least support the family, and that's why we are looking at how can we be able to transform the agricultural system. Because looking at that is like the old people years back, they used to eat their food that they are able to produce, and the food that were safe. But currently we are having so many challenges because of the kind of the food that we are producing. Mostly it's not safe. Sometimes you find that when you go to the market, you'll even find some tomatoes which are whitish in color. They have some kind of white spots. What is that? Those are some to do with
something very interesting about our education system and charity. Since you have your daughters, they're in Form 2 already, they're doing farming, they're also studying agriculture as a subject. Of course, we've seen the introduction of CBC, and kids come home with very interesting assignments. And the whole idea was to foster that practicability of doing things, not just theory, which I think from the analysis of some quarters of the education system, they were like, 844 is very theoretical, very information based, but we want to introduce that practicality. Do you think with this new system, from your observation of these families and family-run farms, that aspect of education and changing the system is sort of boosting this hope that as we do farming, even our children will do it in a better way?
Actually, that one I can say 100%, because from the start, they will grow up knowing farming is the way to go. And also sometimes you'll find that where they are getting so positive in it, when we do this family farming, we raise capital, that is income, we put aside poverty. So actually on my side, I can say CBC, it will be working out well, and it will brought back our traditional of farming back again. Because from the CBC, if the CBC could not be introduced back again, actually in future we could miss family farming. Because they could grow up knowing that why should we farm? Why should we do it?
Okay.
But actually now it is coming up very well.
Oh,
yeah,
that's very encouraging. Let's suppose at the family level and family farming level, are there practices? Because we talk about, maybe in my family we've been growing maize over and over, but now we're talking matters to do with biodiversity, diversification of products. Talk to me about family farming and the challenges that they go through, that maybe as experts in the agricultural sector, you guys work with INADES, you are very keen in empowering this family farming and family farmers. What are these challenges and what are the proposed solutions at the level of family farming?
Okay, thank you. And maybe to start with is that as INADES, and also the Kenya National Committee of Family Farming, which is leading in this exercise of, actually it's a UN kind of a declaration that was made on issues to do with the United Decade of Family Farming, 2019 to 2028. So that's a decade. And when you are looking at the kind of some of the challenges, as INADES, we have been able to focus on issues to do with producing without destroying. The reason why we are talking about producing without destroying is because of some of these challenges. And one of the challenges that is there is that you find that in terms of extension services, they are missing, and farmers are like, they are missing the information.
Okay.
So that is one of them, lack of the information. The other one is that there are issues to do with policies. And you find that their policies are not very supportive to the small, the people with the small farms, and that is now the family farmers. You find that in a way it's like they are supporting the big companies. For example, I'll give an example in terms of access to issues of the inputs. It's like you need to go and buy the seeds from the suppliers. You cannot be able to grow your own seeds and also be able to plant. It's like sometimes it's a challenge. Then also the issues of to do with the inputs. You find that some of these inputs are from the big companies, the big fish. That is, you have to buy the fertilizers. And these are some of the things that are bringing in the aspect of unsafe food system.
Okay.
So those are some of the challenges. The other challenges we might talk about the issues to do with technology, whereby you find that with the changing kind of environment, you may need to also have some kind of challenges. So in this case, as family farming initiative, there is more focus on the issues of the policies.
Okay.
So there is a focus in terms of coming up with a framework where we have policies that are favorable to the family farmers.
Okay.
Then the other one is about the issues of encouraging innovations, where the farmers, and Charity has said, you find that farmers have a lot of knowledge, traditional knowledge, and they are able even to come up with solutions for small issues, like how to control diseases and pests. Farmers may not even need to go to the agrovets to buy those chemicals.
Yes.
And so they focus on organic inputs, which are more safe. Then the other issue is that we are also looking at how can we be able to build the capacity of the family farmers and also the farmer organizations because you find that if they lack the capacity to be able to produce, then they will still be struggling on how to produce. Like you talk of a case whereby the farmers, like they are not having the knowledge on how to improve on their innovations. So that kind of capacity building, it helps them to be able to continue feeding the country, and not even the country, the globe.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Charity, from your interaction with these small farmers, and I love that you give examples using yourself.
Yeah. But also, before you ask me that, the other question, we also have another challenge we are facing as small-scale farmers. There is this case of climate change and the climate viability, and also limit access to the market. Those are some of the challenges farmers we are facing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are critical challenges, and right now, I just wanted to note that down, access to markets, which is a big one.
Yeah.
People do farming, then all of a sudden, there is a challenge with selling your products.
Yeah.
And you start asking questions. When you're planting, you didn't know where you're going to dispose, and it's not as simple as that, yeah? And there are